Today, I watched a video about the top 5 regrets that people who were dying had. And it wasn't about not working harder or making more money, but rather it was about living a life that is true to themselves, about spending more time with family and friends, and about chasing their dreams. And I thought, how do I make sure that I don't end up with the same regrets in the future? How do I live a life that my 8-year-old self and my 80-year-old self would be happy with? In the 5 types of wealth, Sahil Bloom talks about the 5 dimensions that makes up a truly rich life. Time wealth, awareness that time is finite, attention on what matters, and control over how you spend it. Social wealth, depth of close relationships, breadth of your broader community, and the respect you've built through your actions. Mental wealth, knowing your purpose, having the hunger to learn and improve, and creating space to think and recharge. Physical wealth, having daily movement, eating whole unprocessed foods, and having enough time for recovery. Financial wealth, defining what enough means for you and building a plan to get there. The goal then is to get rich in all 5 areas and to avoid neglecting any one of them. So based on the criteria that Sahil Bloom has mentioned, I rated myself on all 5 dimensions on a scale from 0 to 100, and here are the results. Time wealth was very high at 85%. My corporate hours are very flexible and I have almost full control over my schedule. Mental wealth is reasonably high at 73%. I enjoy coding at work, I enjoy doing cool projects outside work. However, I tend to overthink a lot and at times I couldn't really find peace with myself. Meanwhile, social wealth is somewhere at the middle at 60%. I have a couple of close friends that I spend quite a bit of time with. I have a broad base of people that I can definitely reach out to when needed. However, I wasn't nurturing these relationships as much as I should. And then it gets worse. Financial wealth at 35%. I was making a salary, but I wasn't saving and investing enough of it for the future. And finally, the worst one, physical wealth at 15% only. As you can see, I'm in terrible shape. I wasn't really exercising, wasn't sleeping well, and I didn't really take care of my body. Well, for the past few years, I knew that I wasn't doing exactly fine. Seeing the data laid out in front of me really hit home. The data reminded me of the extent of the problem that I was facing. It's easy to neglect things like finance and health when the problems do not always show immediately. Yet, continued neglect may lead to irreversible consequences and then regrets in the future. So here's what I learned about myself. I was strong in the areas that felt good day to day, like managing my time or mental clarity, but I was terrible at the things that required discipline and delayed gratification, like personal finance or health, which made sense. Growing up, I always acted on impulse and had trouble sticking to a long-term plan. But it had never really affected my life, and I didn't realize the seriousness of it until I did this evaluation. The plan moving forward is to track this regularly and put these numbers on my main dashboard, so I'm constantly reminded of what I need to prioritize and what I need to avoid neglecting. As mentioned earlier, the goal is really to ensure a minimum baseline in every single dimension, while focusing on the one that matters most to you at that particular stage of life. The benefit of doing this early and regularly is to avoid making decisions you may regret in the future, as most of our biggest regrets come from not knowing or neglecting something for far too long until it turned into something much worse. Wealth isn't just something in your bank account, it's how you spend your time, who you spend your time with, and how you feel whenever you wake up every day in the morning. If you've ever felt like something in life doesn't add up, try this evaluation. You might be surprised at what you find. And if you do try it, let me know in the comments below what your graph looks like. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.